Welcome back to CityLine. With me, this is a historic moment on CityLine because these next three people are always busy behind the scenes, on the stage, in the box office, marketing. We're talking about Tacoma Little Theater and Tacoma Musical Playhouse coming together on this show, but also for this show we're going to talk about. Please join me in welcoming Chris Surface. You are the Managing Artistic Director for Tacoma Little Theater. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you so much, Amanda. As always, a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you too. And you brought with you your partner in crime, number one, because you've got two this time. John Douglas Rake, you are the Managing Artistic Director of Tacoma Musical Playhouse. Welcome back, John.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you here. And you brought with you, both of you, this amazing young woman, Lexi Barnett. You are the creative director of why we are here to talk today about All Together Now. And this is your first time on the show. Lexi, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. So first question for John and Chris, and I'll have John go first on this one. Is this the first time that your two theaters have worked together on a project?
In a long time, way back before Chris existed, TMP and TLT worked together on a couple little shows and some projects. But it has been a long time.
Chris, so long. Does this feel like a first time, or does this feel like it's been a long time also?
It predates my time in doing theater in Tacoma. The great thing is, while it's our first big project we're working on in our current 10 years together, it's not the first time we shared resources. That's one of the great things about being just down the street from each other is we often share resources, both in people, costumes, set pieces, props. It's a great energy and synergy between both theaters.
Yes, it is. Which brings me, Chris, to my next question of what made you decide to work on this project together?
John and I were both together, I think, when we found out about this project through MTI. And we looked at each other and said, why would we want to do this separately from each other when it would only be more fun to do it together? It's a chance for the community to come together. Our actors work at both theaters. Instead of making them choose, well, I want to do it at this theater or this theater, it was a chance for us to come together and celebrate all together now of what theater is really all about.
Oh my gosh, those are some pearls of wisdom right there. Two theaters back and forth. John, how is it for you in the sense that TMP is a full service shop as well as Tacoma Little Theater. But you are someone, you have music in-house, you have a lot of things in-house. So what would make you want to reach out and collaborate with Tacoma Little Theater on this?
Well, many things, as Chris said, that we do share. And then the ability to, if Lexi needed sets or things like that, we could do it right here at TMP. And sound and lights and projections. And Tacoma Little Theater can also do those things too with their technical staff. But we just decided that TMP was a bigger theater, could handle more, and we had a few more resources like rehearsal spaces and things like that. So that's kind of why we decided on TMP.
I love that. So John and Chris, both of you know an array of talented people. I mean, you don't want for having those people kind of at your fingertips. Question for both of you, and John, I'll hit you first on this one. What made you select Lexi? And Lexi, don't be embarrassed, as the creative director.
Black out your screen, Lexi. No, Lexi started working for me in our family theater and has directed some of our productions. And she's always been really creative and really well at selecting casts that fit those parts. And then taken that show above beyond just the book and the script. She's been very creative. So we were thinking, okay, well, we need a person that can pull this together because it's basically a skeleton of a show. There isn't a whole lot to go on. And so we knew that Lexi hadn't been working and she's doing a lot of other things at this time, but we know that she loves theater. And so we thought this would be great for her to work, because she's worked at TLT as well. And so to bring her together to be, working for both of us is the perfect person.
I love that. Chris, do you have anything to add to that?
I do. Another thing, as we stepped back and looked at it, is that it needed to be somebody other than John or I directing it. And Lexi was that perfect person to unite the community. One of the great ideas she had for it, which I'm sure she'll talk more about, so I won't too much about it, is it's 15 songs. And so she reached out to directors from all across our community and joined them together to bring it. John and I are both directing a number within the show itself, but Lexi's been that person at the wheel steering it, along with her partner in crime, Leishan Moore, who's the musical director for the project.
Yes, boy. When you say Lexi Barnett and Leisha Moore, I hear the sound of music somewhere in my background. I don't know why that is. So Lexi, let's get to you. How many people are in the show? What are rehearsals like? Are they different than what you expected? Spill the tea.
Yeah, this show has over 60 actors in it. We wanted to make this show an opportunity for everybody to be a part of it. And so we tried to structure rehearsals in the off performance times, off rehearsal times. So Sunday evenings, Friday evenings, different times like that, so that we could include as many people as possible. So there's 15 different numbers, like we talked about. There's 12 different directors or choreographers that come from various areas and working at both of the theaters. And it's a really fun mix of actors, as far as a lot of new people, new to me people, and also very familiar faces for the audiences who have seen shows at TLT or TMP. So that's been really fun. We've been scheduling rehearsals here and there, and it's been crazy.
Well, speaking of that, Lexi, what would you say has been your biggest challenge directing this production, when you use that word crazy, which I totally agree with?
Yeah, I think that there's just a lot of coordinating and scheduling, especially when bringing in other people who are creatives, right? So there's that coordinating of making sure I understand the individual directors' visions. How can I best support them? How can I make sure that we're arriving on time with, things being staged in a timely manner, to just making sure all the actors feel comfortable. Do they all have their sheet music? Do they have we coordinated all the schedules? So that has been probably the craziest. I think coming back after COVID, one of the things that is, we're not used to working at the paces that we used to work at, right? So I think we're all feeling that, like, okay, here we go.
I love that. So Lexi, let's talk about the show and how it's laid out. And then I want to hear from all of you why people should come see this show. You don't have to convince me, but so Lexi, how is it laid out? You've got 60 people. I'm assuming it's a musical.
Yes. So this is the rights company that licensed this piece has 15 different songs from well-known musicals. So we start off with Be Our Guest. We've got songs from Ragtime. We've got songs from Thoroughly Modern Millie. We've got Newsies, Mary Poppins, Rent, Hairspray, like all sorts of numbers. So throughout the night, we will have big group numbers, solo numbers. So it's kind of a staged concert. And then throughout, we also have some video elements and times to speak with the audience about kind of all that's transpired in the last 18 plus months in Tacoma theater, and where we've been and where we're hoping to go, and celebrating that.
I love that. Okay, so Chris, let's start with you. Why should people come and see the show?
It is a celebration of the return. Both John and I have had shows open at our theaters already, and we've slowly started to see audiences grow. But this is that chance for people to come back and just come together and really enjoy the fact that performing arts are back in our area, and we're ready to go forward and move into what that brings us as we go through the next few months, as we go further into our seasons. It's a chance to be welcomed, and also a chance to support both theaters as we come out of the pandemic and the fact that we didn't do anything for 18 months in person live on our stages. This is that opportunity to kind of help the theaters out.
Yeah, it is. John, in your mind, why should people come see this show?
Well, after being pent up for almost 2 years, we need entertainment. And this show is very much entertaining. And just a little quick side note too, this show, the licensing company is trying to break a world record of the most productions on the same weekend of the same show. And over 5,000 productions are taking place across the world. So anybody who comes to see the show is going to be part of a world record.
I love that. So let's make sure that we know that it's November 12th to 14th, Friday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Will there be any rumors, John and Chris, of adding more shows as people are on the wait list to get in to see it?
Unfortunately, MTI, the company that licensed at Music Theater International, has only made it available this weekend. And so you can only do it November 12th. They gave you a Monday that you could do it, but both John and I have rehearsals in our theaters that night, so we wouldn't be able to do it. So this is it. You've got these 3 performances. Tickets are available and they're going fast. Both you can get them either at Tacoma Musical Playhouse or at Tacoma Little Theater. Just a reminder that all performances are at Tacoma Musical Playhouse, 7116 6th Avenue, in their beautiful facility.
I love that. So, okay, last question. John and Chris, Lexi, yes, you did a great job. You can relax for a second. What are your upcoming holiday productions? Because shows go on, don't they? So, John, what can we expect to see on the main stage at TMP for the holidays?
Our holiday show, which opens the day after Thanksgiving, is Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, the Enchanted Edition. And what it is the show that's based on Cinderella, the Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella, but it has a very ethnically diverse cast.
Yes.
And it's really cool because, you know, Cinderella is a fairy tale. And so it doesn't say that it has to be a Caucasian person. And so we have an African-American Cinderella and a fairy godmother and a very ethnically diverse cast. And it's just, you shouldn't miss it because it is going to be a beautiful show.
I love that. Chris, what do you have on that in that brand new theater?
We are going down the yellow brick road and we're taking you to the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We're doing the Wizard of Oz December 10th through the 31st. We have 16 performances all the way up to New Year's Eve. The matinee on New Year's Eve. We want you to go out and have fun in the evening that night. Andrew Koopman, who is directing our production, is a phenomenal director. They have brought some new dynamics to the show. This will be my 3rd time being a part of the Wizard of Oz. I'm actually in this one. I auditioned for it and I'm excited. And Andrew's direction and guidance is phenomenal. They've done some great things with casting. There'll be some different looks to things than you've normally seen. If you expect to walk in and see the grand old movie, you'll see elements of it, but it'll also be a little special spin on what Andrew and TLT are bringing to it.
I love that. Our time has come to an end. Thank you, all 3 of you, for the hours that you've put in on this project, the teams that are with you shoulder to shoulder, and what a gift you have given to Tacoma to help us come all together now and start over again. So thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Amanda.
Well, that wraps up another great segment of CityLine. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you some really amazing things to do in our community. So please, before you do that, if you are not vaccinated, get yourself vaccinated, wear a mask, go out there and pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at CityLine. Take care.
Come on, that's my home, from the fires to the dawn. Come on, that's my home, yeah, to come on, that's my home. Come on, that's my home, place I call my own. Come on, that's my home, yeah, to come on, that's my home. All right, you're from the East Coast, all right, you're from the West, all right, you're from the middle, but Tacoma's still the best. All right, you're from the East Coast, all right, you're from the West, all right, you're from from the fires to the dawn. Come on, that's my home, yeah, to come on, that's my home. Come on, that's my home, place I come